All right, so here's the question I've been working with. Was the Supreme Court's shift in support of New Deal policies because they actually agreed with Roosevelt, or were they just scared of his plan to pack the court? In this video, I'm walking through four major Supreme Court cases between 1935 and 1937 that help explain how and why the court changed its mind. It didn't happen overnight, but when it did, it changed everything. First up is Schechter Poultry Corp. v. United States from 1935. This case was basically the court telling Roosevelt no. They struck down the National Industrial Recovery Act and said Congress couldn't hand legislative power over to the president. Plus, they said the federal government couldn't regulate purely local business under the Commerce Clause. Then in United States versus Butler, 1936, the court doubled down. They struck down the Agricultural Adjustment Act, saying the federal government was using its taxing power to interfere with state-controlled agriculture, which violated the 10th Amendment. Again, the court made it clear they were not here for federal overreach, no matter how bad the economy was. But everything changed in 1937 with West Coast Hotel Co. v. Parrish. This was the case where the court upheld a state minimum wage law for women, something they would have shot down just a year earlier. Justice Owen Roberts flipped his vote. This case is known for the phrase, the switch in time that saved 9, because it happened right after Roosevelt announced his court-packing plan. It looked like Roberts switched sides to avoid a full-on political war. That same year in NLRB versus Jones and Laughlin Steel Corp., the court upheld the Wagner Act, saying Congress could regulate labor disputes in big industries because they affected interstate commerce, even if they happened within one state. This was a huge shift from how they saw the Commerce Clause just 2 years earlier. So what changed? Was it fear of Roosevelt's court-packing threat, or did the justices just change their minds? Honestly, I think it was both. Yeah, the court-packing plan put pressure on the court, and Roberts flipping his vote when he did isn't a coincidence. But I also think the justices started to actually see the country was in real trouble. People were struggling, and strict limits on government power weren't helping. The court's shift wasn't just political survival, it was constitutional evolution. They started seeing that the government needed the power to act, especially in a crisis. In the end, it wasn't just fear and it wasn't just belief. The shift happened because it had to. Roosevelt pushed hard, maybe too hard, but it worked. The court changed course not just to save face, but because sticking to old ways of thinking wasn't going to solve a national crisis. So yeah, the court changed, and that change made the New Deal possible.